Last week Olympus announced 12 to 200mm f3.5 to f6.3 super telezoom lens, and I had a chance to test it for a couple of days, and I got this from Olympus Finland for this test. So thanks Olympus Finland for letting me test this super telephoto zoom lens. Be sure to watch the video so you know what I'm thinking about this, and was it good or did I not like it maybe? I don't know. You gotta watch the video to find out. Hi there, I'm Peter Forskan, an Olympus visionary from Helsinki, Finland. And before we start, please consider to subscribe to my channel. My channel is all about you getting to be a better photographer. I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and on Fridays. These kind of super zooms are very handy for traveling. Unfortunately, I'm not able to travel and test this abroad, so I decided to spend a day in Helsinki as a tourist. Please come along. I never tested a lens with such a big zoom range, so it's going to be very interesting to take some tourist images today here in Helsinki. Right now I'm at the Senate Square, one of the most photographed places in Helsinki, and I want to make some images with this of the cathedral. I will make some general images with a wide angle and then some close-ups with the 200mm lens. The look and feel of this lens is a lot like the Pro series lenses, and what's good about the lens, it has weather sealing and dust proof and freeze proof as good as the Pro lenses, even though this is an M.ZUIKO lens. And that is a very good thing, because right now I'm standing in the middle of the rain because it's not a very good weather, as you can see. But remember, if your body is not weather sealed and protected, then of course you lose some of the protection. So be careful with the body, like I have to be right now. That's why I'm kind of covering this M10 Mark III. But otherwise, it's very good for a travel lens to have some weather sealing. And guess what? This comes with the lens hood, which is really important because it protects the lens. If you hit it somewhere, it protects the lens, and then of course when sun is shining, it also blocks the light hitting the front element of the lens. But today it's not a big deal, but now it protects the lens, the front element, from getting wet. Closest focusing distance at 12mm is 22 centimeters, and at 200mm it's 50 centimeters. But let's see what kind of close-ups or details I can find to photograph on the Sibelius monument here at the Sibelius Park. The size of the lens is quite reasonable, but when you stretch it out or zoom to 200mm, it's quite big. But when in 12mm, it fits nicely into my messenger bag, which I usually have with me when I out shooting photographs. The zoom ring is quite easy to use. It's very wide and very good grip on the zoom ring, but when you reach 100mm, almost the next one is 200mm, and this is kind of funny to me, but with between 12 and 100 you have very precise control over different focal lengths. If you need to have a 45mm, it's easy to get, but 150mm is no idea where it is, and it's kind of goes very fast to 200. And you can look at the specs of this lens while I go inside the rock church to take a few images. quite fun church, isn't it? It's built inside a rock. It's really cool, wasn't it? And what about the image quality? Usually when a very long telezoom, these super telezoom lenses might have a bit of a problem when zooming out all the way to this example 200 millimeters, and I was surprised that 12 millimeters is very good image quality, but then yet again on the 200 millimeter the image is a bit soft. But look at yourself. I will post these images to a website where you can download and see JPEG images of different focal length and different aperture values, so you can download the images. I will put a link in the description of the video where you can get the images, so you can decide yourself and do not only rely on my opinion on this. And what about the downsides of this lens? I just mentioned that the 200 millimeter is a bit soft, but then I think the one downside is that it's not very fast. Okay, 12 millimeters f3.5, I think it's okay with the zoom like this, but then 200 millimeter f6.3 is quite dark. So if you have this as a travel lens and you walk around at night time, it might be a bit problematic, because you need to have very long shutter speeds or boost up your ISO. But on the other hand, Olympus bodies have a very good IBIS, so the IBIS will help a bit for your photography. So you can get pretty good long exposure images with this. And what about the price of this lens? It costs around 900 euros or $900. And I think it's a bit expensive, but if you really need a travel lens that has a very wide zoom range, then this might be for you. As I said in the beginning of this video, I never used a lens that has this much zoom range, but I think it was really fun. And as I always said, that I'm more of a telephoto guy than a wide angle guy, so I really liked actually the 200 millimeter on a lens, and I would probably take one of these on my trips. Well, that was a fun day to be a tourist here in Helsinki, to see a couple of most famous tourist sites and use this 12 to 200 millimeter f3.5 to f6.3 super telephoto zoom. But hey, thanks for watching. Bye for now.